that a lot of people will say like she's a goddess. Like we all know she's a goddess. I totally get that, yes. But the truth is, her original form is. Hey folks, Ethan here, also known as the Valentins Enlightener. Welcome back to my channel. So, if you guys are new to my channel, welcome. If you guys seen me before, welcome back. Woo! Okay, so this is the one that I've been working on for quite a while actually. So today I'm presenting you guys my channeling knowledge of Goddess Athena. Okay, so there is so much for me to unpack here, but I'm gonna go over some things that many of you might be curious about though. That might be like, is this true from her? Like, things like that. So, to start this off, Goddess Athena, which many people have heard of her in movies, some in ancient times as well. So, anyway, first thing is that I do want to point out that the truth is, according to the Percy Jackson movie, it is actually true of what they say. She is a goddess of wisdom and battle strategy. She is indeed. And this might be very shocking to many of you out there that are listening to me for the first time, so bear with me on this. I don't really get too far, like very deep, even though I do have a lot of knowledge that isn't well known to any person at all. Some light workers, psychics, mediums, psychic mediums, rarely talk about her these days, but right now I'm just giving you guys what I've gathered from her. So, coming back to what I was going to say here is that she is not a myth. I do want to point that out, and she is indeed a Greek goddess. The other thing I do want to point out is that is not in the books or any other article about Goddess Athena, is that she is indeed a goddess of witchcraft as well. She does know witchcraft very well, so there's something for you mystics or witches, whatever. There's something for you to learn from her. Sorry about that. And the thing is that she is not the only goddess of witchcraft that can help you out. There is the moon goddess, which I believe she can also help. And there's also Morrigan, which I have talked about Morrigan before. And if you guys really want to see that video, I will leave a link down below to pretty much tell you guys who she is. She is not evil, I do want to point that out. I thought she was kind of dark at first, but I've realized the truth about what her true identity is for Morrigan. But anyway, enough of me going on a little bit off track here. Let's go something over that is not mentioned at all. I don't know how many psychics, mediums, psychic mediums, light workers, or any other light bearer, I don't know how many know this, but what Athena told me was very fascinating that I was completely caught off guard that I did not know about. And I never even searched this up myself. I didn't even search anything online. I just went out of the gate by just channeling. That's it. I only just channel. I didn't really want to like peek into the articles of Goddess Athena. I didn't want to. I just wanted to gain some information that isn't something that you would hear very often. Anyway, coming back to what I was going to say is that she can actually, Goddess Athena can actually enhance and enchant divine weapons to the light warrior. So, to me, I'm a light warrior as a male, and female light warriors can also do the same thing. And I do want to point out that enchanting and enhancing, they sound very similar to each other, but they're two separate entity topics. I do want to point that out. They sound very similar, but it kind of gets confusing when you guys think about it. And the next thing I do want to point out is that you can either enhance your divine weapon that you currently have, which I personally have a divine weapon on me, but I'm not really going to tell you guys what weapon do I have. If you guys want to know about that, I'll leave a link down below that I talked about a divine weapon that I currently have from an ancient angelic divine being that I currently talk with. Very ancient, something that you guys don't know very well, very rare indeed. But anyway, that is something that you guys can learn about from my weapon personally. But coming back to what I was going to say is that Goddess Athena can either enhance, enchant, or you can have both at the same time. That's one of the ways. It's your choice, fellas. So if you guys are light warriors like yourself, like I am, you can totally ask her to pretty much, like, if you guys have a divine weapon, I don't care which one you have, it doesn't really matter to me, but you can enhance it for something better and enchant it with something magical in it. You can do that. The enhancement part, it's very unique of its own. So what the enhancement can do from Goddess Athena that will enhance your weapon is that she can enhance the capabilities of your own weapon. For example, a sword, for one example, she can pretty much increase the durability and the sturdiness of your own blade. So, pretty much be like, if you're trying to fight against an evil spirit with your own blade, your own blade will actually be able to withstand the impact and can still, last longer into battles without energy, what's that term called? Like kind of withering away, or not? I don't think it's not withering away. There's a different term for that. It's something like worn out. That's what I was gonna think of. So that pretty much sums it up. So pretty much your blade weapon can last a lot longer in battle, and that way, all the dart weapons attacking your own warrior blade that you have currently, it will withstand much longer to any impact attacks. So that's one of the examples of what I've heard from Goddess Athena from herself. But there's a lot more, but I'm not really going to go over that. But you can think of any other ideas that will enhance the capabilities of your own weapon from just the original base power that you currently have within the magical power itself for your own weapon. The next piece is going to be really interesting that I did not expect from this. In fact, this one really got me interested. Like, I wanted to know a little bit more about the enchantment, because it sounds very magical in a way when you think about it. But the enchantment, it's very, like I said, it's very different from enhancement. But what Goddess Athena told me was that if she were to enhance my weapon, for example, she would magically apply a magical element that isn't part of Earth. Now, she can apply an Earth element to it, but the element itself is very unknown to you, the user, the weapon wielder itself. It's very different, but the downside is that you don't know what it is. But Athena knows what the element is. It's very ancient element applied to your weapon that gives you these unique benefits for your weapon. That's something that I was completely caught off guard, and it got me really fascinated about. Now, the thing is that what she told me, and I need you guys to understand this, is that you only have one enchantment element that's very ancient in cosmic nature. That's the thing that she told me. Now, I did not ask if I can, like, swap out the other element. I didn't ask that. I'm thinking you can swap out the element, but I didn't really ask that much from her. But I'm assuming you can. But maybe you guys can be my guess on that. Just saying. Anyway, so only Athena, other divine beings, including Ascended Masters as well, they know these ancient elements that can be applied to your weapon. So, I didn't ask her to enchant my weapon that I have because I personally don't even need to do it, and I don't really need any reason to enhance or to enchant my weapon better because I'm okay with that. I'm generally okay with that. So there's that. Now, whew, the next thing I do want to point out is something that's not told in articles. So, like I said in the beginning, um, many of you know Goddess Athena very well, and a lot of you think of her as a goddess. I thought so too, but what she told me that I did not know, that a lot of people will say, like, she's a goddess. Like, we all know she's a goddess. I totally get that, yes. But the truth is, her original form is an angel. She's actually an angel. I'm like, wait, you are an angel? I did ask this from Athena. That she told me, yes, she's an angel. And, a lot of you may say, like, well, she does look like, a beautiful angel, but she's still a goddess. Yes, I would totally agree with that, but what she told me is that her original form isn't indeed an angel, but a lot of people can call her goddess. There's nothing wrong with that. So, but she has no problem, of you saying like she is a goddess, but she doesn't look like an angel, but she is an angel. The thing I did ask additionally was that, are you an archangel, Athena? And she told me, no, she is just an angel, not an archangel. That's what she told me. Now, I have talked about different types of angelic beings, guardian angels, angels, and archangels, but there are other not archangels, other different types that are not mentioned anywhere around the globe. Which I do have a video about that. I'll leave a link down below if you guys are kind of curious about the different types of angelic beings that are not not well said, well, like, not spoken about, because it's something that a lot of people always think about angels and archangels, but they don't really talk about the other angelic beings, different types. Anyway, enough of that. Next thing is that, whew, this might be pretty fun and kind of a bit funny to me because I was a bit little I was like, wait, what? I didn't know that. That was my first thought. So, what I'm about to tell you guys, that the moon goddess that I have made a video about, um, her and Athena, they're actually our best friends. So I'm like, wait, she is your best friend? I didn't know that she was your best friend. I like, because it would make sense, like, when you have other deities, they would know each other from the other side. So that kind of caught me off guard. I didn't know that the moon goddess was also her friend too. So that caught me off by surprise in such a way. The next fascinating piece, it's very groundbreaking to me, and I managed to channel a lot harder for this one though. And that is her human life timeline that I managed to get. And Goddess Athena was a human being long, long ago. And I do have the uh, timeline, but not the exact date, but just the timeline year of when I could say. So, she was a British blonde woman. She was very beautiful. I did get to see this in my mind. She was very beautiful. And I do want to clear this up that the name or the word British wasn't even a thing back in the old times. I'm not sure about that, but I'm assuming that was, but I could be wrong on this part. So, the word British, I don't think all of these things weren't even there back those times because this was centuries ago, so we don't know. Anyway, the timeline as a British blonde woman, she was in her 40s. I just remembered that. I think it was 43. I'm pretty sure it was 43 years old that she was that beautiful in that age. The timeline as a human being, long, long ago, centuries ago, was 1,800,700,000 BC. That is the timeline that she was alive. I thought I was going to screw this number up because, guys, dang it, every time I talk about these numbers, these long freaking numbers, I'm like, darn it, I'm not sure I'm going to say this right, but I got it right that time. So, yeah, 1,800,700,000 BC is the timeline that she was alive. I didn't really ask her like what she did because all I just wanted to know was the timeline and who she was long, long ago. Oh boy, man! But holy cow, that was so much. Goodness sakes. Man, that took a lot out of me. Holy crap. So yeah, sorry about that, fellas. I took a lot out of me than I would have usually anticipated, but man, that was so much. I do want to check something here real quick, see if I got everything here. It seems like yeah, pretty much I got everything. I got all the notes I've gotten from channeling, but there you have it, folks. Whew. Oh man, Athena is really something else. So that pretty much sums up the entire notes of what I've gotten from channeling, and this took me quite a long while for me to process everything. I think the appearance of her as a blonde human woman, that took me a while to get, and the timeline that she was alive, that was also kind of a bit of a handful for me to like properly channel and then be patient about what the timeline was going to be like. But there you have it, folks. That is Goddess Athena for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy this very long video representation of me telling you guys, as a psychic medium, light worker, to channel very deeply about this topic, and this took me quite a long while, and there's a lot more going by, so there'll be other deities I'll be channeling, but that'll be for another time, whenever I get the chance. So, love and light to all of you guys, and as always, stay shine out there. I'll see you guys next time.